In today's video, I'm going to share with you my favorite makeup products from 2020. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here though, my name is Hannah and I upload beauty videos. I would love it if you stuck around and subscribed. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you want to see what my makeup favorites were from 2020, make sure you keep on watching. And a little spoiler alert, I did use them on my face so you can kind of see, you know, I'm not just like talking about a product, but you can actually see what it looks like on my face as well. Okay, so while I was filming the little, you know, like makeup application, that's not all I thought about, but I was definitely thinking this is gonna be a little bit more difficult to edit, but I think I'm going to like the end results in my mind. So hopefully I stuck with editing it that way. I did make a little list, and the first thing I kind of like did it in the order of me doing my makeup. So the first thing that I have to mention is favorite eyeshadow primer, and this should not be a surprise. The Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I have been using this for years, not this specific tube, obviously, because I have been using it a lot, so I wouldn't still be using the same one. This one is almost out, but thankfully I'm pretty sure I do have a backup of it. It's just my go-to shadow primer. I haven't really branched out too much whenever it comes to shadow primer. To be honest, I have tried like little samples of the Urban Decay ones and that kind of thing, but to me that just works great. So that is the one that I am continuing to love and to use. For favorite eyeshadow palette, I don't think that you can still purchase my favorite one. That is still my favorite one, but I do have a favorite to mention, and this is the iconic London, the Day to Slay palette. I did thankfully get this palette in my BoxyCharm, in a BoxyCharm, I can't remember which particular month, and I do think that it's really pretty. I do love the shades in it, although I think full price it's like $65, which to me that's kind of a lot of money for an eyeshadow palette. Not saying that I'll never spend $65 on an eyeshadow palette, but it would just be hard for me to kind of justify that, you know? So I think that they are really pretty shades, but I don't know if I would, you know, purchase it if I didn't already get it in my BoxyCharm. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is I'm really thankful that I have it, but I don't think that I would, you know, purchase it for $65. The next thing that I have to mention is my favorite face primer, which is the Tarte Base Tape. This was kind of a surprise to me because I do have oily skin, and this markets itself as a hydrating primer, and I would say that that's correct, but it's not like so hydrating that, you know, like foundation doesn't stick to it. Because my favorite foundation, which I'll go ahead and share as well, is no surprise here, is the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I also didn't really branch out whenever it comes to foundation. I went a little while of not really wearing much foundation in 2020 and getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the primer. Anyway, this was surprising to me because, you know, like I said, like I do have oily skin. So, you know, I guess at first I was like, I don't know, but I do like Tarte products. So obviously I'm gonna give this a little try, and I know that this is a sample size, but I did really like this, and I think especially paired with that foundation, it did work well together because the foundation is a little bit of a thicker consistency. So I think a combination of the two made them work out well together. I think especially if I could find this on sale, I would be interested in buying this full size, but you know, I don't like to pay full price for things, so I might be keeping an eye out whenever this is on sale or whenever I have a 20% off coupon, because I really should not buy any more makeup in 2020 because, you know, with Christmas presents and all the other stuff, buying Christmas presents for other people, you follow me? I've already mentioned my favorite foundation, but here is me mentioning them again. I use the shades 20NN and 30NN, and I combine them. I love the finish, just the look that it gives, and I love this foundation. Once again, I've mentioned that I'm interested in trying out the Rare Beauty foundation, so I will probably, hopefully try that out in 2021, and we'll see how I like that. But for now, the Stay Naked foundation is definitely my favorite foundation. For concealer, this should also not be a surprise, the Tarte Shape Tape. I use the shade 16N. I love the coverage of this as well. I have pretty bad dark circles, I think, and it does a good job of covering up my dark circles. I have also used this product for a very long time, and I thankfully do have a backup of this as well. I'm pretty sure. I love the Shape Tape, and I just, once again, I highly recommend it. I feel like this was my favorite concealer in 2019 as well, and it still is. The next thing would be favorite powder. I love the Urban Decay All Nighter powder. I think that this is very finely milled, and this is a translucent powder, so personally, like, I can't see it on my face, but at least in my mind, I think that it does a good job of setting my makeup. Sorry, my hair, I'm not really loving today, but it's the hair that we're going to have. This is like 3rd day hair, and I have like put a little bit more curls in it. I live in a very humid climate, good old Florida, but hopefully it looks okay. So the Urban Decay All Nighter, I think that's, yeah, the Urban Decay All Nighter powder would be my favorite powder. For favorite bronzer, once again, I'm pretty sure this was my favorite bronzer in 2019, but I had like the smaller size, maybe it wasn't. But I have loved this for a long time as well. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. I love the tone of this. I use this as a contour. I don't really bronze like all over my face. I think that would be too much for me personally. To get this at TJ Maxx, so I didn't have to buy this full price, because full price it is kind of expensive, but it does last a long time as well, if that, you know, is a little bit of a justification for you. Next up would be favorite blush. This is the Tarte blush in the shade Risque. I love this shade as well so much. Anyway, this has been usually the blush that I do. I have a couple other sample size of the Tarte blushes as well, and then like one other blush, but like this has pretty much been my go-to. I love the tone of it, and yeah, this has been my favorite blush. Oh, I should have already mentioned, but I'm sure I'll figure it out whenever I'm editing, because since this is a liquid product, I would apply this before I applied powder all over my face. I did set my under eyes, which I used the Revolution baking powder. I just don't know if I don't know. I didn't mention that specifically, and I didn't film that, but that is what I used to set my under eyes. And then before I used the All Nighter powder, I used the Cover FX glitter drops. These are so pretty. It's what I have on today, obviously, but I do have a couple other favorite highlighters that I have to mention, because I really love highlighter, and I'm not mad about it. I also want to mention the Tarte liquid highlighter. I can't remember this specific shade, but this one is also really pretty. Let me swatch this one in for you, and hopefully you can see it. It's not so much glitter, it's more of a shimmer highlighter. Like the Cover FX glitter drops is literally glitter, but this is more of a shimmer that's also really, really pretty. And I also loved the Ofra highlighter in Star Island. Let me swatch that for you too, of course. Okay, so whenever I have these swatched side by side, they do look very similar. This one's a little bit more opaque, but obviously I guess I'd blend that out more. I really love this highlighter as well, and it just had to be mentioned, and I wanted to mention all three, so I did. I'm going a little bit out of order. I have liked using this for the convenience of it. This is another thing that I got in my BoxyCharm, and this is the Hourglass, let's see, brow micro sculpting pencil. So I did love the convenience of it with the spoolie on one side, and then just having the, you know, brow pencil on the other side. But I would probably also be interested in using another brand of this, because since this is Hourglass, I'm not sure the exact price, but I'm sure it's not super inexpensive. But I did like using that. I just don't know if I want to specifically mention that as a favorite, but I did like the convenience of it. And then also the same with the Benefit Gimme Brow. I've been using that for a while as well to set my brows. So I think that I would include that as a favorite, and I usually do try, well, I pretty much always get that on sale. So whenever I can find it 50% off is whenever I buy it. So then it's about $12, because full price is $24. You know, I like to save money. We've already been through this, but I do like that as a brow setting powder, setting gel, setting, you know. I use the shade 3, and I think it's a pretty good match. Next up would be setting spray. Once again, of course, Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I love this. I have a backup. Actually, I have like another full-size backup, and then I have a travel size as well that I've only used a little bit of, which this one's pretty low, so I am glad that I have backups of this. I just love the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. So once again, that has to be included. Oh, before I forget, I do want to also mention this brush trio that I also got in a BoxyCharm, which, are we seeing a theme? I get some good stuff in BoxyCharms occasionally. I don't get it every single month, but I have found some products that I really, really like. And this was one of the ones that was included. This is the Olimar. This is a brush trio, and I do really like this. I use this brush for setting my under eyes. I like using this brush for my contour, and then I use this brush for my blush. I do kind of alternate between using this as a blush brush as well, but the fact that this comes in a trio, I just also wanted to mention this, and I love this whole trio. Of course, I do still occasionally use, you know, my Sigma F23, but especially this year, like this has been the one that I've loved more, and I don't know if it's just because it's new or what, but I really like using that for applying my contour. So I wanted to mention that brush trio as kind of like another little favorite. For mascara, I don't know if I have like a favorite mascara, because here's the thing, like the mascaras that I'm using, I do like for today, I layered the It Lash Blowout from the It Cosmetics, you know, Lash Blowout mascara with the Tarte Maneater mascara. And as you can see, I like my lashes to be very voluminous, and I try to get them as voluminous as possible, but I don't know if I have a favorite to mention. But I do like getting high-end mascaras whenever they're about 50% off or when they're on sale. So that's a favorite, I guess. For the lip favorites, I want to mention this lip liner trio, which I know that this isn't the trio. There's a third one, obviously, you know, to make it a trio. And surprise, surprise, I'm pretty sure I got this in a BoxyCharm as well. But I love how creamy they are. I want to mention specifically the shade Cozy Kira, and I've also used Beau Babe. I have used the Natty Nat shade a little bit, but obviously not much because I haven't even sharpened it. This is just a red shade, so I don't wear a red lip as often. That's kind of, you know, just why I haven't used that one as much. But I do like that it comes in the trio. And then, but yeah, these are just so creamy. Well, I don't want to swatch from my hand because I show you applying it. They're so creamy, and I think that they're really, really pretty. It does transfer, obviously, I guess. It does specifically transfer because over top of it, I have a lip gloss, which I also want to mention as a favorite. I got this trio as a birthday present, and I only have, once again, I only have 2 of them to show you, but there is a lighter shade that goes in this trio, and this is from Pat McGrath. The one that I have on today is the shade Flesh 6, which I know I don't like that name either, but I do think it is really pretty. I also love the Sunset Rose shade, and then there is more of like, almost like a clear, like light pink, clear, glittery shade as well in the trio, but I feel like I would like these 2 over that one, but I obviously still do like having that one as well. My hair, I feel like I'm forgetting to say something to you guys. Okay, this has been a little bit of a struggle to film. I love makeup, and obviously I'm gonna have a beauty channel, so this was a fun video for me to film. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. Also, if you like this video, I think you'll also like this video right here. Just click right here to go watch that. Once again, feel free to stick around and subscribe. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.